Kevin in Dobbs Ferry, New York. This is freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. I am See More Better, but call me Mo. Mo Better, because I'm going to see Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses and that loving feeling back to ourselves. Kevin and I will always be tied, always be linked to one of the saddest days in my life, and that's not his fault. Sadly, back in April, we suddenly had to put down my best friend, my cat, Coconut, a solid white cat. And stay tuned to the end of this video, and I will show you the new cat that I have adopted. And it's every day. Don't measure your life by what you harvest, but the seeds that you plant. And I'm going to show you the new seeds that are coming to my life and is going to bring joy for many, many years. So, let me begin by doing what I should have done, assign a barcode to this. Always like to trim them up, make them nice and neat. Attach this to your card. So Kevin, you are now going to be going forward Secret Agent 3255. So I'm going to program the shape into the computer so that years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can cut them and mail them right to your home, and you'll see how to install them. This is the Tom Ford. Not much on the bottom there. Now, I do not sell Tom Ford. He mailed me this frame, hence the term POF, not POS, but F, Patient's Own Frame. It is the Tom Ford 5295. Of course, I love this little teddy bear quality case, and of course your Tom Ford cleaning cloth. But this is the Tom Ford 5295, color 002, the 56 eye size. I guess that's the matte black. It's shiny black on the inside, matte black on the outside. That's kind of cool. But let me pop out your original demo lenses. Put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker and hit start. A little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy any frame that I offer and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, you'll get the full reimbursement from your health savings account. I do not accept any vision insurance plans, but I can provide to you upon request an itemized receipt that you can file for reimbursement from your insurance company, and you'll be getting some of that back. I can't tell you how much because every plan is different. But since I did not sell this Tom Ford frame, I'm going to tax Kevin. He's New York strong, by the way. He literally is in New York. The pandemic is swinging around. The first time I did the video, everyone was really scared, and now, man, turn full circle in life, and I do another frame for him, and it looks like buckle up because it's going to happen again. So, as of today, New York's going to stop in-school learning. Today is it's 8:32 on Thursday, November 19th. Came in early to get this done. Move on to the next screen. I need to enter your pupillary distance, which is 70, which is 35.5 for each eye. The computer starts at 32.5. So I'm going to tap the plus button. It goes up in half millimeter increments to 35. I want to raise the optical center height up to 21. I always will go 2 above on narrow frames, 3 above on larger frames. I'm just going to mark that I'm going 2 above the center, cutting it at 21. Now I need to get your lenses prepped. Your lenses have Zeiss Duravision Platinum, the clearest and easiest to clean of all the Zeiss coatings. It is -175, -150 at 60, -175, -150 at 60. Turn the axis wheel to 60. This is cold, so I can turn it on. There's a little lamp right back there, and it heats up from here, and whenever it's cold, I know the machine's not on. So I'm going to put the machine on 0, make sure everything's sitting where it's supposed to be, then put the power drum on -175. Take the lens out of the protective packet, dot the lens up. Actually, the plus is -175. More coffee, forget cowbell. I need more coffee. -175, not +175. That's a 3.5 diopter difference. Come on guys, do some math. From minus 175 to plus 175, 3.5. So I've got 3 dots on there that are hard for you to see. I'm going to darken them. Uno, dos, ocho. Ooh, I mathed wrong again. Put an R on here. And I always like to highlight the powers. That way you know you're getting the manufacturer's original packaging when I highlight this. Minus 175, minus 150, and up in the top right hand corner it says the Duravision Platinum UV protection. And I'm going to label this one the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left lens. Minus 2 1/4, minus 1 1/4 at 180, minus 2 1/4, minus 1 1/4 at 180, which will be played by 0 and for today's performance. And which is the same number. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180, so it's just easier to write 0, I guess, although they have 170 next to it. So take the lens out of the protective packet, put the power drum on minus 2 1/4, put the lens in, center it, find the, check the astigmatism correction. That is correct. Put 3 dots on the lenses. Let it sit there a little longer, maybe the ink will transfer better. Let me dead eye that one first. Label this one L, which is Latin for not right. Cap that one, highlight this packet. Minus 2 1/4, minus 1 1/4, and Duravision Platinum. Why couldn't I do that straight? And this is the left lens. Now if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, it's a bad joke, but you know I had to sneak it in there. So one more thing I wanted to point out about, where's my Crizal Sapphire? This is Crizal Sapphire. This is what I used for a long time. Sapphire. This has the blue hue, just like the Duravision Platinum. But if you notice, it's much less pronounced on the Zeiss lens in my right hand than it is on the Crizal. So, much less reflection. Still the great cosmetic look. Crizal Sapphire still sells for $139.99. The Duravision Platinum, $40 less at $99.99. Still has that bluish hue, that masculine blue. I like to point that out. I was an Essilor man for years and years, but I'm making the switch over to Zeiss because of the high quality, and believe it or not, I was able to lock in at a great price. Zeiss typically has always been more expensive than Essilor. My sales rep has been trying to get me to carry it for years, and I just ignored him because I was an Essilor guy. He said, look, what if I can lock you in at the same price as Essilor, would you buy it? And I said, yes. And as soon as they did that, within a couple weeks, Essilor raised their prices. Whoo! It was a good time to lock in to match those prices. But Zeiss had the Photo Fusion Generation 8 technology before Essilor did, and that's the main reason. Plus, they're blue. You know me, people. I like my blue, and that Zeiss Photo Fusion blue is an incredible color. And again, they had it 4 to 6 months before Essilor. So I need to, this is a block, I need to attach this to your lens. This is a double-sided adhesive sticker, which I'm going to apply to the, whoa, it's still alive. Why me? Why me? It was your time. So I'm going to make that black side sticky, line up the magnet with the magnet there. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. The blue crosses the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. So, get everything lined up as such. Always like to make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Ye of little faith. Hit the button, the arm's going to come down, place the block. Oh, come on now, come on now. Onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with. I ain't right either. Pull the sticker away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height, same bat channel, same button I'm going to push to put the block down onto the lens. Waiting long enough, or lifting it up high enough so it doesn't get caught on the platform there. So this is the blocker, this is the tracer, this is what's known as the edger. It's going to edge your lenses down from this size to this size. It's going to do this on this diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your material. This wheel in the center that has that little valley or the channel is going to put the V-shaped bevel on the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to wake up the computer, wakey, essentially transferring the data from here to here. Job ID number 3255. 3255, or as I like to say, installment 3255 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So stay tuned to episode number 330 million. Something crazy is going to happen. You heard it here first. So these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that material, but we're going to stay with polycarbonate because it is my lens material of choice. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface of the lens, and I'll explain why later. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now, you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Did I mention free bad jokes with a pair of every lens is sold? So, hit the green start button, the door closes. The not so clean door, Secret Agent 2840 will, I'm sure, chime in from the Muppet heckler section. The lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And, I missed it. And then, of course, going around the second time, measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which will be minimal, if any, in this frame, Kevin. Now the light flickering in the background is there to catch the optical sawdust as it is ejected off of the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto them while they are cutting, unlike plastic, high-index plastic and Trivex that do cut wet, meaning the water sprays on them for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now water will spray onto these lenses, but just to wash at the very end, to wash away the optical debris that you see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. Pretty cool, huh? So as I mentioned, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact, ballistics-grade lens material. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, there in Dobbs Ferry, New York, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays. Now, it also has a premium scratch coating, and the Duravision Platinum that you got is the premier coating from Zeiss. In fact, I will put a link in the description below to it. Again, comparable to Crizal Sapphire, but $40 less. Zeiss invented the photochromic lens. They invented anti-glare. After their 7-year patent run had expired, they sold the technology to other labs, and they have Essilor branded it. Crizal, Shamir, and what are some of the others? Hoya branded it, oh, whatever they call it. But these were the inventors of it. Zeiss has been a precision and leader in optics since 1846. That little tiny print. When you get your glasses, and if you can read that, I've done my job. A lot of optical sawdust on this one. But anti-glare is 3 features in one. It reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature is it reduces reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, so it makes for much better eye contact. And there goes the sawdust, a little bit left. The other feature of, if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in the lens, and if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see that in the lens. Now the third feature that I like, the practical side, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating that tells, because the machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto the lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect Kevin's time and investment. Now I'll open this door with my mind. Na 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 na. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. I just have to concentrate and stare at ice for a couple hours, and then I can get it to melt. I've been studied by scientists from all over the world, and no one can figure out why I can melt ice in the summertime faster than I can melt it in the winter. They're all just stumped. It's just a weird natural phenomenon. We'll just have to accept it, folks. So, I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner. The reason why I put a safety bevel on the back surface of the lens, even though the front surface is not rough, I want this as smooth as possible, because if this does not fit first time around, I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose. I do not want any semi-rough edges to come in contact with Kevin's frame, possibly marring the finish or dulling it. There we go. If this were too large, I would take it down some more until what's known as cold insert, which you see I just popped these right in there. We're going to flip that over to L. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or today I'm calling it the New York Strong. Oh, you didn't see that one coming. Hit the green button, the door closes, clamp shuts, the lens will be traced again to make sure it's large enough to fit into the left side of the frame, and I'll make sure to catch it in time, meaning that I will show you tracing this time. You can see this is tracing the shape of the left side, and then going around to measure the thickness of the lens to know where to place the bevel, which I could override if I wanted to, but it's not needed on this prescription. But it tells where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Look at that, Kevin, you got nothing. You got no edge thickness there. Look at that, kids. See how I do that? Kids, pay attention. So, pull the block off, use my hand-approved drying method. Oh, a little finger roll into the basket. Add to my sticker collection, which, by the way, keeps getting bigger. It is the blob. It keeps growing. This is something that I'm actually proud of. I know, did I mention that I was weird? But I like seeing that grow. Those are the seeds that I am planting. So, these were the seeds that I planted for the first 11 months. I went out on my own. This is the last 2 years worth. So we're going to come down here and inspect, turn the axis wheel to 60, put the lens in over that black dot, read the power, and I am getting minus 175, going away from 0 into the red minus numbers, not the black plus, the minus sign. We're going to go past 1, 1 1/4, 150, 175, stopping just short of 2. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It goes in quarter increments from 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. So Kevinth is on the 7th rung of the ladder, the far-sided ladder. He is nearsighted. He can see up close great, but as things start to move away, they get a little fuzzy. So this makes the images the correct size. Now, once it's the correct size, he has 1.5 diopters of astigmatism. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. Think of it as a fine-tune knob. And when I turn that fine-tune knob to 60, a straight line is from 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to turn that just past the 45 meridian and stop at about 60. So you have two curves on your eye, minus 175 this way, and it really could be anyway, but 90 degrees away is the second curve, another 1.5 diopters, which is steeper, and it's at 90 degrees away. So let's check the second curve. I'm going to push the wheel away to read the second power, and we're at 3 1/4, because if you add 175 plus 150, you're going to end up with 3 1/4, and that's where we're at there. Now, these first two numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180, and that's where we're at. Now, the left eye needs 9 steps of far-sighted correction and 1 1/4 steps of astigmatism correction. And again, we're going to, if all goes well, we're going to end up with 350. Now, the lens for your own frame, patient's own frame, is $49.99 for clear single vision lenses. The Duravision Platinum Anti-Glare adds $99.99 for a total of $149.98 tax-free. The reason why I point out tax-free now, a lot of people on the internet are having to charge tax. I am in North Carolina, where we woke up to 29 degrees, although the high today will be 55, tomorrow 66. But I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, and the state of North Carolina does not charge tax on medical devices, which means I don't charge tax for glasses. So all of your purchases from me will remain tax-free until my state legislature changes everything, which ain't going to happen soon. So hurry up and buy from me before you have to pay tax. So again, I have the side I'm working on closest to me. Tuck it in at the outside corner. Press down with the thumbs. There goes the block. And it snaps right in. Pull the sticker away. Add to my seeds of tomorrow pile. Remember tomorrow, folks. I know when today gets tough and you just want to curl up in a ball with anything in your life that you find challenging, remember tomorrow. Plant those seeds today. Do what's necessary today so that you can have the better life tomorrow. And that's with just about anything in life. Why put off today when you can procrastinate tomorrow? No, ignore that. Of course, I heard a saying the other day, why be difficult when you can be impossible? So we're going to turn, okay, maybe I found that funny. We're going to turn the axis wheel to 180, or as I like to say, 0, and measure the power, and I'm getting minus 2 1/4, going away from 2 towards 3, 1/4 of a diopter. Now let's check the second curve. And when that comes into focus, we're at 350, exactly halfway between 3 and 4. So that's cut perfectly. The last two measurements that I want to do in final inspection, measure the pupillary distance, which is 70, the optical center height, which is 21. Turn the card around so you can see the dots on the lenses. Place my PD stick on your right lens against my thumb. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 70 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now the optical, just like the crosshairs of a scope, I've measured vertically and horizontally. Now I'm going to check the vertical measurement, not to the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the plastic, because remember, the lens goes halfway into the frame. We are getting 21 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Let's do the same thing here. 21 millimeters. Man, the kit is good. That's why Kevin keeps coming back. So, the last thing I want to do as I clean your lenses, two of the last things I want to do is mention that when you get these in the mail, and there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S., and Dobbs Ferry, did I not get any on there? Dobbs Ferry, New York is in the U.S., but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance, being 3 points 1, 2, the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now when I say wobble, when I take mine off, I'm part of that 80%. When I press down, mine wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. For those of you keeping score and want to know what I'm wearing my own design, the Christian eyewear. This is model number Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ. It comes in 3 colors, black, tortoise, and gold. And very soon we're going to have a dogwood color, and you can get it with silver crosses or gold crosses. I went with black and silver to match my black and silver that I got going on my wisdom highlights growing above my ears. Flip this over, press down, there is no wobble. By the way, most men's accessories are black and silver, so matching there too. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, that neither temple is askew. Check the tension on each spring hinge to make sure they are matching, and that it is. So that is it. So do me a favor, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon so you'll get notified every time there's a new frame and lens combination as it becomes available. If you have any questions, go to the Contact Me page of the website. You can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, and on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. But you can also leave a question or comment in the comment section below. Kevin, I also send out a selfie request in every package. I would love to have you posing with these next to your Learjet. I also send out cleaning instructions not only on your frame and lenses, but how to care for your premium microfiber cloth that I provide, your Zeiss cloth, and normally on cases to clean your cloth, but this is going to be a little bit harder to clean being fuzzy. The leather cases are easier, but there will be instructions showing you how to care for all of these. And now, after no further ado, I would like to introduce you to Peppermint. She is the new addition to the family. That's her mother back there. It was a calico. Dad, I don't know what dad was, but or tortie cat. I'm not sure what you call those. But I told my wife, if we get a new cat, that's, you know, a 20-year commitment, just like a marriage. And she went out on the internet and found Peppermint. She was named Sparkles. This is her adoption photo. But Sparkles has a little black heart on her nose, a little black dot on her chin. But just like a commitment, she's wearing a black diamond on her wedding band finger, her ring finger, showing that she's committed to us too. She has a ring because she wanted a forever family. This is her other adoption photo of her standing there. And she has little black spots all over. There's one on her ear here, of course the one on her chin, that one there. Even the roof of her mouth has some black on there when she opens her mouth to yawn. Some more pictures since then. She loves to sit in front of our fireplace. Now, I was at an auction up in the mountains and there was a candle. I mean, this thing is big. It weighs about 15, 20 pounds. It's probably a good 18 inches to 2 feet, in the shape of a hippo. It was one of the ugliest things I'd ever seen, but I had to have it. And my wife thought I was crazy. Now she actually kind of smiles when she sees it. I thought about bringing it in here, putting on a pet bed and letting it sleep here, and just when anyone came into my lab to have a good laugh. But we've kept it at home, and she likes sitting in front of the fireplace on the candle, on the hearth there, because that's her buddy, Peppermint and the hippo. By the way, Peppermint is spelled P-E-P-P-U-R-R-M-I-N-T. She puts the purr in peppermint. Let's see the next picture. That's a little close up there. You can see her now, and I think this is the last one on her little tree stand that we built for her in the living room. No matter where she is, she likes having one leg off. Usually it's her hind leg that she leaves hanging off 7 feet high in the air. But that's the new addition to my family that has made the pain subside much less after losing Coconut. So stay tuned. I'll have pictures of her for the next 20 years. I might even have to post them on my Instagram account. We'll see. But I just wanted Kevin to see that, because if you want to go back, I have a video in April. If you do a search in my videos, if you subscribe to my channel, just type in the words "grab some tissue," and you will see me cut the first pair of lenses for Kevin as my wife is at the vet. She had just given me the news that we were going to have to put Coconut down. And this is back when COVID happened. He was all alone. We were not allowed in there. And the show must go on. I told Kevin I would get his video out, and I wasn't going to let that stop me. There's a milestone in my life that no matter what happens, do today what is necessary to make tomorrow better. And actually, I procrastinated more getting this video done than I did for the first one, but I know I needed to keep busy or I would just dwell on the negative that day, so I kept working. And I got a call halfway through, well, right at the end of his video. He wanted me to play a video of Governor Cuomo speaking. By the way, anyone been to Lake Como in Italy? I want to go there. But Governor Cuomo was speaking on the effects of the early effects of the pandemic in New York and how strong they were going to be. And we need that strength once again at this time in our lives. But my wife called me in the middle of the video. I answered the phone, and the vet said that she could come in and hold him while they were putting him down. So thank you to my loving wife for being there when I couldn't, and for being there at a painful time in our lives, and knowing that tomorrow is always better than today. Days are difficult, but just remember, it's always okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it means you're not at the end yet. There's still things you got to go through, and it will be okay. The dawn will come, I promise. No matter how dark the winter, there's two things you can't keep hidden: the light of day, the darkness of night, and the truth. The truth comes out, and everything's going to be okay. But thanks again for watching. I'm far less emotional in this video. Kevin, thanks again for your repeat purchase, this time for your single vision lenses with Duravision Platinum for your Tom Ford frame. Thanks for watching, and now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring that loving feeling back to our lives and back to our glasses. Goodbye.